Hi my friends, this is your weekly horoscope with me, Lada from Astrolada.com for the first week of spring. That's the 19th of March to the 26th of March 2018, and it's very important week. Why is that? Because this is the real true esoteric start of the year. Ancient cultures and seers and ancient traditions that were much more in touch with astrology and the universe and the cosmos celebrated the first day of the new year on the 20th, 21st of March, the moment the sun enters the sign of Aries. So that day, how this week, how the energies astrologically are, is going to impact you for the rest of the next 12 months on a universal global level. And I know you say, well, but the autumn is coming here in the southern hemisphere for us. Well, because the earth is like a human being. It has chakras, upper and lower chakras, and it's oriented towards the northern pole. To the North Pole basically is where the head is, and the South Pole is where the bottom is. So we take always the first day of spring in the northern hemisphere as the head, as the start of the time of new beginnings for the whole world. So it's very important what is happening. Observe everyone, where you live in the southern or northern hemisphere, observe what is happening this week for you, because it will give you signs for the next 12 months. And the way you go through this week, it will reverberate for you, and it will give you inklings, and it will kind of, the way you hit the ground running, as they say, this week is how you're going to carry on for the next 12 months. But before I start, I want to give you some private news. We just had a baby on the 14th of March. Her name is Mila Rose. Her ascendant is Sagittarius, sun in Pisces. She'll be traveler to signs ruled by Jupiter, obviously. She'll be all over the world, I suppose. And her moon, guess where it is in Aquarius. Aquarius rules astrology. Her mom, the moon rules the mom, is an astrologer. So you see, astrology works fantastic. It's very precise, always describes exactly the circumstances of one's life. And thank you so much for being with me through the pregnancy, through bearing with me. And my prognosis for the week will not be so long, and because, you know, gotta run back to baby. But I just wanted to give you a shout out for this fantastic first day of the new year, and to walk you through the energies so you know to be prepared. And one final reminder, don't forget that on Saturday, on the 24th of March, is the webinar with Robert Phoenix on Chiron entering Aries, personal predictions, how it's going to affect you till 2026, and how it's going to affect the world as well. And it's 30% off only till the 24th of March, so grab your seat. After that it becomes 30% more. It's only $29. So don't forget, Robert Phoenix, world famous astrologer, talking about Chiron in Aries. Okay, let's look at the energies of the first day of the new proper year. Well, this week we are almost all planets entering cardinal signs, and there will be split. What is cardinal signs? The cardinal signs are where the sun passes when the seasons change. So we're having Mars is entering Capricorn, Saturn is already in Capricorn, that's a cardinal sign. Venus and Mercury are in Aries, cardinal sign. The sun is entering Aries now, so we have 5 planets already. We have 5 planets out of 7. Remember, I use mostly the traditional planets that ancient people used, this because only the visible planets with the moon, the sun, and the 5 planets actually rule tangible, real things. The invisible planets, Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, rule psychological and more invisible things like the internet and things, waves and energies, you know. But the 5 visible planets and the sun and the moon rule the tangible events in life. So we have 5 planets in cardinal signs already. Just Jupiter and the moon are in different signs, but the moon will also be coming in and out of cardinals. So we're starting, it means the start of the year. Cardinal signs are about cardinal changes. Cardinal signs are about movement, about starting new beginnings, about action. This is cardinality, is action. So this year is going to be all about action. This week starting already, you'll feel a strong urge and push, especially the moment the sun, the planet of initiative, enters Aries, which is around Tuesday. approximately, you'd feel like a burst, like spring being born within you. Even if you're in the southern hemisphere, as I said, you'd feel a burst of new ideas coming. The more sensitive you are to cosmic influences, the more you will be, but it will continue for some time while the sun is in Aries. But the sun is exalted in Aries. It means it's the strongest position for the sun, and the sun represents the creative impulse and inspiration in humans, the impulse to create something. And when it enters, Aries is the strongest, because Aries is the first star sign, the newborn. So this desire gonna be born in you to create something new. And it's the creative fire for everyone becomes so powerful, even in the southern hemisphere where autumn starts, because, as I said, it's the head that Aries rules, and it's active for the both hemispheres, and it's oriented towards the northern pole. So we're gonna get on a universal level this burst of ideas to create, to start something new. And Venus and Mercury are also in the sign Aries. Definitely Venus is also a very creative planet. Mercury is out thinking. So we're gonna want to hit the ground running with a lot of new ideas. But at the same time, we have Saturn and Mars in Capricorn, another sign that is about making changes and action, but in a very different way than Aries. Aries does it like a spring lamb. Aries wants to create totally new shapes and forms and manifestations in life that are unencumbered from the past, from old things, from on any old ideas that are kind of very Aries is kind of trailblazer, pioneer, very new energy, While Capricorn is also his action. Capricorn is also, let's execute, let's get things done. Yes, for certain. But it wants to do it the old way. It wants to do it in a way that is tested, proven to work, that is signed by authorities, that has made its checks before it acts. It checks 3 times for safety, for regulations. It checks that it's in, that the law is being kept, that the rules are being maintained as well. It checks with a few authority figures that have experience as well. It asks the boss, it asks the parents, and then it moves on. So very different ways of acting. They have a common ground. All planets are going to have common ground this week. Action, change, moving ahead, doing stuff. You cannot just sit on your ass and wait things to happen. You just feel this powerful urge to get things going, and they'll start moving. Whether you want it or not, things will start changing in a different direction, but there'll be this pull and clash between the old and the new, Aries and Capricorn, where all the players are currently. So you get this new impulse, but at the same time Capricorn says, yes, we have to act, but we have to check up with authorities, and we have to make sure that we, so proceed with caution, act, start new things for certain, but with caution. Plus, Mercury, a day after the sun enters Aries this week, is turning retrograde in Aries. So it's saying that the whole year ahead will be very active for certain, with 5 planets in cardinal signs. We'll be moving, getting things done, but we might be very active about some old idea. Let's say Mercury retrograde means that maybe you had some idea or some project that you've been thinking about, or that you haven't completed, that you've been working on, and that comes back now, and from this week it forces you, whether you want or no, to start acting on it, to correct some things on it, and to make it happen, to fulfill it finally. So it can feel like it's like contradictory. Mercury retrograde is about going back and doing something from the past, while Aries is about new energy and action. Well, we can infuse new energy and new ideas and action and clever plan for action as well, Capricorn, into an old idea that we either never had the opportunity to manifest before, or that we started and we haven't completed. So the year, and especially next week, we'll have, and especially the next 2-3 weeks till the middle of April, basically very intense, that you are acting, you are moving, you are doing a lot of new things. You are not, whether you want it or not, something pushes you to make changes, to take the initiative, but it's very likely on something that you've already been, about, something that comes back to you, something like an idea, like a project or a person or something that you have to collaborate with in some way. that you have an opportunity to implement it. Maybe you need to correct certain things, but you're not sitting waiting for something, you know, you're starting to move already. And as I said, you're moving with caution. New ideas are coming, but you're doing it according to already some kind of, you have to consult with some kind of a authority figure, or do it according to some already established rules, or base it on experience that you have from the past, which is what Capricorn is. And Capricorn and Aries have a lot of clashing energy. As I said, one is old, one is new. One represents authority figures with established positions, the other one represents rebels and new new faces and totally new impulses. And they're enemies, you know, they kind of clash. They both want to give orders and to make things happen, but they kind of clash with each other. So we have to find a way to work together with those energies, but we will. Because why? Because the ruler of Aries is Mars and the ruler of Capricorn is Saturn, and they're together in the sky, in the same sign, which means that they're going to be working together as a couple. They're going to be working and they're going to be collaborating. We'll find a way the whole year ahead, especially in the next month, while Saturn and Mars are together in the same sign, to combine old Saturn and new, to kind of, so maybe if you are new in your company, you can work together with authority figures. Yes, there will be the need to implement new impulses, you know, but you'll be able to collaborate with authority figures. So if you're the one who is in the Saturn role, you'll be able to integrate and to welcome new ideas from younger members, you know. So it's kind of also young people working with their parents, or young people collaborating with authority figures. There will be a lot of that happening around April. So there is a way to actually combine those energies, no matter how clashing they are. One is the energy of spring, Aries. The other one is energy of winter. Winter wants to do things in established ways, safely. Spring wants to do things, take risks. So both of those things will be combined. And some people might find themselves that they're in the role of Capricorn or Saturn, you know. Some people might find, I'm not saying if you're Capricorn, but generally more traditional people, more established, with established positions, and older people, they'll feel like they're coming from Saturn, and they feel that they might be challenged by new ideas or by some kind of agent provocateur in the face of Aries energy, of someone that irritates them, someone that wants them to do things differently, someone that shakes up their security, that threatens their security with risky behaviors, with challenging, with attacking behaviors in some way, which is what Aries is. But they'll have to find a way to embrace those, and to welcome them and to work together with them, because they're pushing them into action, you know, and to collaborate with that. Or you might be, especially if you're young, or if you have more fire in your horoscope, you might be in the role of Aries and find that some authority figure, someone kind of stubborn or well-established, or someone with more, with more control over you, is trying to control you, impose on you demands. It might be a boss, it might be an older figure, it might be a parent, it might be a partner who is acting with demands on you in the shape of Saturn, or who is kind of, you are eager to implement something new, you're eager to start new things, while the Saturnian Capricorn energy is telling you, no, you have to, and you want to do it in a new way, but someone is telling you, no, you have to check up with authorities, with institutions, you have to make it by the book, by the law, you know, you have to do it in an established way, you have to first check and cautiously prepare for it. So if you might be either in one role or the other, no matter which role you have to be willing to embrace and integrate the other one. Either take a bit more risk and act and jump with both feet if you're Saturn, or if you're acting from the Aries energy, give credit and give and respect to authority figures and take it slower a bit, even though you still have to act. But again, well, let's see who has the final say. Well, according to Western astrology, the final dispositor will be the one that has the final say. I'm not saying that will be the strongest planet that will win in a fight, but it's going to be the one that kind of gets the ultimate say. And who is the final dispositor? Well, basically, Aries is ruled by Mars. Mars is in Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is in Capricorn in its own sign. So this is the final master of the horoscope, as they say. So Saturn is the final dispositor. So we kind of have to give a little bit more. Yes, initiate the new beginnings. Question the status quo, you know, with martial energy. Bring in the new ideas. But you have to ultimately know that Saturn and the sign Capricorn is the one that has the final say. So finally, so it might be some institution that you have to refer to. It might be some authority figure you have to refer to. It might be some established way or a boss or a tradition that you have to incorporate finally, because it will have the upper, how do I say, it's not going to win the battle, but it's going to have the final say as the final dispositor of the horoscope. So you see, this is your strategy for the whole year ahead, even, but for the whole of April, because the planets stay like that till the middle of April almost. So you can work on something old, and you also start new things, but look back to to establish, to history, to tradition, Capricorn. Give respect to authority figures. Try and work with authority figures. Or if you're the authority figures, embrace the new and know that you will be the one that actually tends to have the final say. If you're the boss somewhere, you're in Capricorn role, you have the established positions and roles. You'll be challenged by new energy. You'll be challenged by people that provoke you, but somehow at the end you'll be able to collaborate and have the final say. So that's my strategy for you, not only for this month, for the whole year somehow. Hope that is helpful to you guys. I'm not giving specific predictions for each sign by sign, because this energy is just going to be active for everyone at the same time. Hope that was helpful for you. Yes, so no matter whether it's about love, whether it's about relationships or career or your life, follow that strategy and it will give you success. So thank you so much. I will see you on the other side next week when it's spring already. Thank you for being with me. Don't forget Chiron in Aries 2018 to 2026 with Robert Phoenix, 30% off. Thank you.